You ever feel like you're your own worst critic? Well, today we are going to tackle that feeling of self-doubt head on. But our guide isn't some modern-day life coach. Nope, he's one of the most powerful men who ever lived. This is your quick start guide to building some seriously unshakable confidence, all powered by some pretty timeless wisdom. So who is this ancient guide for our very, very modern anxieties? It's none other than the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. And I know that probably sounds a little strange, right? But just stick with me here. It turns out his private diary holds an incredible blueprint for mastering your inner world. So yeah, Marcus Aurelius, he ruled the entire Roman Empire at its absolute peak. But while he was dealing with wars and plagues, he was writing these private notes to himself, what we now call the Meditations. And as you can tell from this quote, this isn't some abstract, dusty philosophy. It's a super practical guide from the school of Stoicism, which is really all about focusing on what you can control and learning to accept what you can't. It's about building real confidence from the inside out. Okay, so our first big principle is about making a fundamental shift in how we measure our own worth. We're going to talk about creating a source of self-worth that no one, and I mean no one, can ever take away from you. And we do that by switching from a really fragile external scoreboard to a rock-solid internal one. This slide, this really gets right to the heart of it. That external scoreboard on the left, it's all about things we just can't control. Praise, recognition, what other people think of us. And you know what? That's a recipe for anxiety. But the inner scorecard, that's based entirely on your character, your integrity, and the promises you keep to yourself and others. That is the foundation of real, lasting confidence. And here's the key thing about character. It's not something you're just born with. It's something you have to actively build every single day. It's a constant process of choosing to be honest, kind, and respectful. Look, someone can take your job or your status, but nobody can ever take away your character. And that's what makes it such a powerful anchor for your self-esteem. Okay, and this is where it gets super practical. Every single time you make and keep a promise, even a small one to yourself, like, I'm gonna go for a run today, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. You are literally forging your own integrity. And get this, brain research actually backs us up. It shows that breaking our promises creates this emotional conflict in our minds that slowly eats away at our self-esteem, piece by piece. So check this out. This is a kinda wild fact. Studies show we spend up to 40% of our time just talking about ourselves. Our brains actually get a little dopamine hit from it. But here's the thing. While it feels good in the moment, always talking about ourselves can make us seem self-absorbed, and it can actually damage our credibility. The Stoic alternative? It's simple. Just listen more. Like, really listen. It's such a powerful way to build both connection and your own confidence. All right, so we've laid down our internal foundation. Now it is time to tackle the biggest battlefield of all, the one that's raging inside your own head. This whole section is about learning how to rewrite those negative stories you're always telling yourself. This quote, this gets to the absolute core of Stoic psychology. Our experience of the world isn't really shaped by events themselves, but by how we judge those events. So if your internal dialogue is constantly critical, your life is going to feel like a struggle, no matter how much success you have on the outside. So to fight this, let's introduce a really powerful analogy. Think of that negative voice in your head, not as you, but as this relentless prosecution lawyer. Its only job is to present evidence, usually totally distorted, to prove a negative case against you, with charges like, I'm a failure or I'm unlovable. So, how do you fight back? Simple. You become your own defense lawyer. This slide lays out the whole exercise. Just grab a piece of paper. On one side, let that prosecutor just run wild. Write down all the evidence it has for that negative belief. Then, on the other side, you build your defense. Write down every counterpoint, every success you've ever had, every single strength. Just doing this simple act helps you see that negative belief for what it really is, a totally biased case, not the whole truth. You know, this whole mental court case is part of a much bigger and absolutely crucial practice, self-acceptance. It's about finally letting go of perfectionism and that constant need to compare yourself to others. It's about learning to be comfortable just being with yourself, forgiving your past mistakes, and really truly understanding that you are already a whole and complete person right now, just as you are. This is the ultimate antidote to the poison of self-doubt. And you know, Marcus Aurelius had some amazing advice for dealing with criticism. He basically said that when people criticize us, we should try to look at their souls, at who they really are. And when you do that, you'll pretty quickly realize that their opinion doesn't have to define you at all. You have control over your reaction. Don't ever let someone else's negativity ruin your own internal peace.
Okay, philosophy is great, but confidence is ultimately built through action. So in this final section, we're going to turn all these ideas into a practical, daily plan that you can literally start using tonight.
There's a reason we are still talking about the Stoics 2,000 years later. They weren't just thinkers, they were doers. It is so easy to get trapped in the cycle of endless planning and research. But confidence doesn't come from thinking about doing things, it comes from actually doing them. Action is the antidote to anxiety. This point, man, it sounds so simple, but it is so profound. When we blame external stuff, the traffic, the economy, our boss, we make ourselves into victims. We just give away our power. But people with real self-esteem, they take responsibility. They learn from their mistakes instead of making excuses, and that puts them right back in the driver's seat. Okay, I absolutely love this slide because it kind of lets you off the hook. Research suggests that about half of our baseline confidence is just genetic, but that means the other half is entirely up for grabs. That is a huge amount of influence you have over your own mindset. So how do you start working on that 50%? Well, this slide lays out a really simple but incredibly powerful evening ritual. Before you go to bed, just try this. First, write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. This literally rewires your brain to look for the positive. And second, write down 1 to 3 small wins from the day. Did you eat a healthy meal? Help a coworker? Just acknowledge it. This reinforces constructive action and builds momentum for the next day. And we're going to end with this really powerful Stoic practice called Memento Mori, which just means remember you will die. Now, this isn't meant to be morbid at all. It's a tool for focus. Knowing that your time is limited is the ultimate clarifier of what truly matters. It's the ultimate motivation to stop doubting yourself, to take action, and to live with integrity and purpose, starting right now.